Hi everyone, Mrs. Jockel back for our last math lesson of the week. Woo, woo. We are finishing chapter 10 today with lesson 10.9, which is a problem-solving lesson using liquid volume and mass. So basically it's combining the last two lessons that we learned about in the metric system using capacity, which is liquid measurement, and then also mass, which is weight, how heavy items are. And so next week we will get into chapter 11, which is more of perimeter and area. There is, of course, the chapter 10 practice review for the test that you are welcome to do. I may even make a video of those pages and post later this week. But those are just like on your own extra if you want to do them. In order to stay on track, we are moving into chapter 11 next week. And since we're not testing on chapter 10, we're just going to, use the end of chapter 10 as a review. If you'd like to do it, of course, you don't have to. But it would be worth it if you were struggling at all or needed some additional practice or wanted to go back and even review telling time, which was the beginning of chapter 10. But anyways, this is our last math lesson for this week. But don't forget, you should also be practicing your math facts at least 2 to 3 times a week. Don't forget about those math facts. And I'm not just talking about multiplication. Go back and practice addition, subtraction, and even get into division if you haven't done so yet. Next year in 4th grade, you're going to need to know all of those math facts. And so you want to keep practicing so you can keep your speed and accuracy up. Some flashcards for just 5 minutes a day will make a world of difference to your memorizing of those facts. There's lots of cool websites that you can practice math facts on as well. So check those out. I have some math resources for facts under our Google Classroom, on our Google Classroom page. So anyways, if you need any help with finding some ways to practice math facts, let me know. You could even make your own Power Tower games for at home or Fiddlestick. So have fun with it. Be creative. Just be practicing your math facts. So enough of me lecturing you. Let's get to our math lesson for today. So lesson 10.9, we're solving problems about liquid volume and mass. So these are all going to be word problems, and sometimes word problems can be tricky. So we're going to read through them together. We're going to look for some key words. We're going to highlight important details from the problem. So make sure you are following along with me and doing the same thing in your book, okay? So here we go, our Unlock the Problem. It talks about a restaurant serves iced tea from a large container that can hold 24 liters. Sadie, where's Sadie? Sadie will fill the container with the pitchers of tea shown below. Will Sadie have tea left over after filling the container? So she's using these pitchers to fill the large container, and it told us that that large container can hold 24 liters. So we need to look at each of these measuring cups and figure out how many liters they are showing. Now, I don't know about you, but I know I'm older, but my eyes aren't that bad. I cannot read any bit of number on these cups. And I even am looking in the book and it's like so minute, I can't even figure it out. So hopefully in your book it's a little clearer. I just had to cheat and look at the answer key. But anyways, if you can see that the liquid in the cup comes to this mark right here, and if you count each of these little red lines, 1, 2, 3, I already lost track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Phew. Sometimes our book just really frustrates me. But anyways, each of these containers has 7 liters of iced tea in them. Remember, she's like taking 7 liters of tea, pouring it into the big container, and then another 7 liters, pouring it into the big container. So since there are 4 equal groups, right? Each of these containers is an equal group. It has 7 liters of liquid in it. And so there's 4 equal groups of 7. What math operation do we use when we want to figure out the total? We could add 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, or 4 times 7, right? Because we have the number 7 4 times. And using our math facts, this will be quick if you've been practicing. 4 times 7 equals 28. So altogether, these containers would yield 28 liters. Okay, so we're going to fill 28 in this blank. 28 liters, is it greater than or less than 24? Because remember, the large container that Sadie is trying to fill can only hold 24 liters. We just calculated that there are 28 liters shown in those containers. 28 is, hopefully you're on the same wavelength as me, 28 liters is greater than 24. So is Sadie going to have tea left over? She will, yes. And if you wanted to even do a little extra math, because you know I would make you do this at school, right? Little bonus. We could figure out how many extra liters Sadie would have by doing a simple subtraction problem. 28 liters, which is the total in the containers, minus 24, which is the total the large container can hold, and that would equal a difference of 4 liters. So Sadie would have 4 liters left over. All right, let's try this. It says use a bar model to solve. Rawls' fish tank contains 32 liters of water. Okay, so his whole fish tank can hold 32 liters of water. He empties it with a bucket that holds 4 liters of water. How many times will Rawl have to fill the bucket? So he must be cleaning out his fish tank, and hopefully he knew to put his fish in a little cup. Anyways, he has a cup that holds 4 liters, and he's scooping 4 liters, dumping it, 4 liters, dumping it. How many times is he going to have to do that to get rid of all 32 liters of water? So using this bar model, we see down at the bottom the total of 32, and that's representing his whole fish tank. So we could even pretend like the bar model itself is Rawls' fish tank. And already they show the beginning and the end, 4 liters plus 4 liters. Well, that's only 2 times of him emptying his fish tank, and 4 plus 4 is 8. So he would only have dumped out 8 liters. So we need to figure out how many times does 4 go into 32. So this is a simple division problem, boys and girls. 32 liters, which is the total for his fish tank, divided by 4, which is the total his cup can hold, or his bucket. And what does that equal? How many 4s make 32? Well, 8 times 4 is 32. So 32 divided by 4 equals 8. So Rawl will have to fill his bucket 8 times in order to dump out the water in his fish tank. And then hopefully he puts some clean water back in, and he'll have to fill his bucket 8 more times with clean water. All right, moving along. This next activity, we're solving about mass. So remember, mass is the weight of something in the metric system, and we use grams mostly, but there are things called kilograms too. Grams are equal to like a grape in weight, and then I said yesterday that kilograms were like a pineapple. So Jeff here has a glue stick. Oh, hey Jeff, doesn't really look like you. Anyways, Jeff has a glue stick and a 20-gram mass on one side of a balance. Okay, so he has a glue stick and a 20-gram mass on one side of his balance. Okay, so let's highlight that. And then he has some gram masses on the other side. All right, and the balance, the pan balance is balanced. Again, this book always tries to confuse us. All right, but if we look at Jeff over here, he's got his glue stick and his weights in there, okay, 20-gram weight. And then on the other side, he's got the same amount in order to make the scale balance. They're at the same height. So tells us, step 1, place a glue stick and a 20-gram mass on one side of the balance. Okay, so that's what he did over here. He has a glue stick and a 20-gram mass. We're going to place gram masses on the other side until the pans are balanced. And so in order to figure out how much the glue stick weighs, we have to figure out how much, what the difference is between the weights that we're adding on versus the glue stick itself. So it says, once we would have done that, and again, we're just kind of pretending like we're doing this because I don't have these materials at home and I'm sure you don't either. Step 3 says to find the mass of the glue stick, remove 20 grams from each side. So it says, think, I can remove 20 grams from both sides and the pan balance will still be balanced. Then step 4 says, add the measures of the gram masses on the balance. I don't know. I don't even think we can do this now that I'm looking at it because we don't have the right tools. This is silly. Well, in looking at the answer key, that is one benefit of being a teacher, as I have the answer key. So they are saying to do 33 minus 20. So basically, what Jeff had to add on to the right side of the scale was 33 grams in order to balance it with the weight on the left-hand side, the one that has the glue stick. And so if we take out the 20 grams that we know he added with his glue stick, this orange weight right here is 20 grams, okay? So if we take out the 20 grams, that would tell us the weight of just the glue stick alone. And 33 minus 20 equals 13. Okay, so I know this probably makes no sense, and if it doesn't, just skip right past this, but it would have worked a lot better had we been in class and we could actually play around with the measurements, the weights and stuff. So you're just going to have to take my word for it that the answer is 13. Okay, moving on. All right, try this. Let's see if we can. Use a bar model to solve. A bag of peas has a mass of 432 grams. A bag of peas. And a bag of carrots has a mass of 263 grams. What is the total mass of both bags? Oh, we can do this, guys. Total means that we need to put the two together. So using the bar model, we know that one vegetable is 432 grams plus the other one, the carrots, are 263 grams. And so we have to add the two of those together. Now I'm going to see if I can just type this because it's kind of hard to write with that pen. 432 plus, we're going to add 263. Okay, and let's see what we get. This is kind of hard because I have to go over here to the right. All right, 2 plus 3 is 5. And then 3 plus 6 is 9. And 4 plus 2 is 6. So it looks like 695. And where's my answer? Yep, 695 is correct. So we just need to fill in our operation here. We did 432, that was the mass of the peas, plus 263 for the mass of the carrots, and that equaled a total of 695. So both bags have a mass of 695 grams. All right, very good. Let's do the share and show. Ed's delivery service delivered 3 packages to Miss Wilson. The packages have masses of 9 kilograms, 12 kilograms, and 5 kilograms. What is the total mass of the 3 packages? So this is just like what we were doing in the problem above. We have one package that was 9 kilograms, a second package that was 12, and a third package that was 5. And we want to find the total mass of those 3 packages. So I'm going to add 12 plus 9, which is 21. So I always do the 10 and 9 make 19, and then 20, 21. And then I'm going to do 21 plus 5 more, and I can add that up easily, and that equals 26. So down here we needed to write an equation. So we could say 9 plus 12 plus 5 equals 26 grams. Whoops, not just grams. Good thing I double checked. Kilograms, because the packages are heavy, so kilograms. All right. Okay, over to our next problem here. We need to write an equation and solve the problem. Ariel's recipe calls for 64 grams of apples. Okay, so let's highlight that. 64 grams of apples and 86 grams of oranges. How many more grams of oranges than apples does the recipe call for? How many more? Thinking of those key words. How many more means we're going to subtract. So I'm going to put a subtraction symbol. And we want to know how many more grams of oranges versus apples. So oranges was the larger number, and that was 86. And then the apples weighed 64 grams. And so we need to find the difference between 86 and 64. So 86 minus 64. I encourage you to write the problem too. We want it in a column so that we can easily subtract. So 6 minus 4 in our ones place equals 2. And then in our tens place, 8 minus 6 also is 2. So over here, we get an answer of 22. Now remember, what do we need to do with our word problems? If we have word problems, our answer needs a word label. So in this case, we can use an abbreviation and just put a G for grams because it says how many more grams? Well, the oranges were 22 more grams than the apples. Alrighty, number 3. Dan's Clams. Kind of like that. Dan's Clams restaurant sold 45 liters of lemonade. Okay, so that would be the total, 45 liters of lemonade. If it sold the same amount each hour for 9 hours, how many liters of lemonade did Dan's clams sell each hour? How many liters each hour? All right, so what I know is that his restaurant, Dan's Clams Restaurant, sold 45 liters total, okay? And each hour, it sold the same amount of liters. That's what we're trying to figure out, how many liters each hour. Now, the store or restaurant must have been open for 9 hours. Okay, so this is a division problem, boys and girls, because we're taking the 45 total liters that were sold and dividing it among the 9 hours that the restaurant was open. And we're looking for what that equals in terms of how many liters per hour were sold on average. So 45 divided by 9, what would that be? Well, I could think multiplication to kind of help me. 9 times something has to equal 45. So maybe thinking of it that way, using a related multiplication fact, I know that my answer is 5. 9 times 5 is 45. So 45 divided by 9 equals 5. So that means every hour, Dan's Clams Restaurant sold about 5 liters of lemonade for 9 hours, equaling a total of 45. Perfect. All right, guys, on your own, but you know the drill. You can just hang on out with me and we'll continue on together. So same thing as what we've been doing. Sasha's box holds 4 kilograms of napkins. Get my highlighter here. Okay, 4 kilograms of napkins and 29 kilograms of napkin rings. Those like little fancy rings you wrap around your napkins. What is the total mass of the napkins and napkin rings? So total mass means we just simply need to add this together. 4 kilograms for the napkins plus 29 kilograms for the rings. So 4 plus 29 equals 33. Okay, but we need a label on our answer. 33 what? What are we talking about? What is the total mass? 33 mass? No, what are we measuring our mass in? Kilograms, so kg for kilograms. All right, number 5. Josh has 6 buckets, highlighter ready, for cleaning a restaurant. He fills each bucket with 4 liters of water. How many liters of water are in the buckets? So let's evaluate here. He has 6 of buckets. Each bucket he is filling with 4 liters of water, and we want to know the total amount of water. So this is a multiplication problem. 6 times 4, 6 and 4 is 24, right? So 24 what? How many liters of water? 24 liters. Very nice. All right, number 6 is our Think Smarter problem. It is our Math on the Spot video. We are going to go and check out what Professor Berger is telling us in the video. But first, let's take a read and see what we're being asked to solve. Ellen will pour water into pitcher B until it has 1 more liter of water than pitcher A. How many liters of water will she pour into pitcher B? So we need to look at pitcher A and pitcher B. And again, it's very hard to see where it comes up to. Right about there and right somewhere in here. So that's why I want to watch the video, because I think we'll get a clearer picture as to how many liters are in each of those containers. So let's hang out with Professor Berger for a few minutes and see what he has for us. Here we go.
Oh, hi. I'm just pouring some water into this measuring cup because I'm going to actually pour the water out to do something with it. But actually, it reminds me, speaking of water in a cup, of a great riddle about Ellen. Let's see if we could actually figure out Ellen's riddle by using math. Now, Ellen will pour water into pitcher B until it has 1 more liter of water than pitcher A. The challenge for us, how many liters of water will she pour into pitcher B? And let's explain how you found the answer. Okay, so here's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we're going to put more water in pitcher B until it has 1 more liter of water than pitcher A. So first thing we have to do is we have to figure out how much water will be needed to make 1 more liter in pitcher A. So if we look at pitcher A, we see that right now it contains 7 liters of water. So let's think about that for a second. If it contains 7 liters of water and we want it to be in B have 1 more liter than that, then we can create a bar model. And the way we create the bar model is by having this part here represent the 7 liters, and that means we're going to want to add, and we're going to want it to have an extra liter. So how many liters are we going to have together? Well, that's really just going to be 7 plus 1. And what's 7 plus 1? Well, 7 plus 1 is 8, and therefore we see that we must have 8 liters. That's the amount that we're going to want to have in pitcher B. And why? Because B is supposed to have 1 more liter of water than pitcher A, which means take pitcher A and add 1 more liter, and that's what we want here in B. So now we want to figure out is how much more water do we have to add to pitcher B so that it will have in total 8 liters. Well, now we can set up a different bar model. We have starting off with 5, and we want to end up with 8. And so the question is, see, our bar model looks a little different. Here I've got 5 liters to begin with. Some mysterious number of liters we'll have to add so that the total will be 8. See, in the last question, we knew how much we had in A. We know we wanted 1 more liter than A, so we added and got the total. Here I know the total from this part is going to be 8, and we know we have 5 here, and the question is what should be here. So now we have to think of how would we figure that out? Well, that actually becomes another interesting riddle, because it's saying the whole thing is 8, and I know that I've got 5 already, so what's left over? That will be 8 minus 5. So to find this part, I take the whole and subtract off this part. And what is 8 minus 5? Well, that's 3. And so I see that there should be 3 liters that are necessary to add to the 5 to make it 8. And 8 is what we want because that's 1 more than 7. So lots of numbers rolling around here, but when we actually add 3 more liters, then in fact what will happen is it will come right up to here. Whoop. Well, you get the idea, I think. I think you get the idea. It'll come right up to here. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. And now the height will be 8 liters, which notice is 1 more liter than 7. And so that's what it would look like at the end. You know, it's interesting that you can create a bar model when you know either how much you have right now and how much you want to add in, then the sum total will be the sum of those two bars. And looking at it the other way, if you know what the whole has to be and you know a piece of it, then if you use subtraction, you can find out the part that's missing. Finding out and detecting the missing piece is really what math is all about. So I hope that you're going to enjoy math, and I am going to enjoy actually doing the pouring, because if I pour it now, oops, you make a big mess. Have fun thinking about math, and I'll see you soon.
All right, guys, so just to reiterate what Professor Berger showed us, Ellen will need to add 3 more liters to picture B. Okay, she will add 3 more liters to picture B. Okay. And it wants us to explain how you found your answer. So she will add 3 more liters to picture B, since 5 plus 3 equals 8, which, if I could type, which is 1 more than 7. Okay, so basically he filled us in that picture A had a total of 7 liters, picture B had 5 liters. I know, at least on my book, it was really hard to kind of see those numbers. So the video did definitely help, at least with our starting points. And then, like he said, if we want Ellen, she wants to have 1 more liter than picture A, 7 plus 1 is 8, so we need picture B to have 8, and 5 plus 3 would get us there. So she needs 3 more liters. Okay? Number 7 says to practice, copy and solve. Use the pictures to write 2 problems, then solve your problems. I know, guys, it's a little bit of thinking, but we can do this. So let's look at our first 2 containers. We have grape juice and apple juice. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that the grape juice has 4 liters. Because I looked in the answer key. The apple juice has 6 liters. And maybe it's clear in your book, but the way it copied and scanned in here, it's kind of blurry. But anyways. Okay, so we need to write a word problem using the grape juice and the apple juice. Maybe we say, I drank all of the grape and apple juice in 1 week. How much juice did I drink? Okay, so can you think what you would need to do to find my answer as I adjust my question here? Ooh. Okay, so if I drank all of the grape and apple juice in 1 week, how much juice did I drink? What would we need to do to solve that? Well, we would need to do 4 liters plus 6 liters, and 4 plus 6 equals 10. So I would have drank 10 liters of juice. Okay, that works. All right, let's go to our next problem here with the scales. And the first scale is showing us a small box of cereal, and it is balanced with the weights on the other side. And if you add up those weights, 10, 20, 25, 26, 27, those weights here measure a weight of 27 grams. Okay. And then on the other scale, there is a container of coffee, it looks like, and some weights on the other side that balance it out, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. Okay, so 90 grams over here. So the cereal weighs 27 grams and the coffee weighs 90 grams. So I could come up with a word problem and say, which item has a greater mass? By how many grams is it greater? So this is like a double question. Whoops. So if you were asked that question, what would you say? Which item has a greater mass? Well, looking at the scale and the weights, the coffee has a greater mass. And what is the difference? So if the coffee is 90 grams minus the small box of cereal, which is 27 grams, what is the difference? So we have to do a little subtraction here. And I'm going to use my pen because I've got to regroup. 0 minus 7 I can't do. More on the floor, got to go next door. My 9 becomes an 8. My 0 is now a 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. 8 minus 2, 7, 6, is 6. So it is greater by 63 grams. So boys and girls, it's not hard to come up with your own question. You just have to think a little bit and use the information that is provided. We could have asked which item has the least amount of mass, and that would have been the cereal. We could have said, what is the mass of the cereal and coffee together? And we would have added 27 plus 90. So there was a lot of different choices here. But if you're watching along and completing this with me, feel free to use my example. You may want to pause the video so you can take some time to jot down those two questions. I know they don't give us nearly enough room in our book to write, but just do the best you can. All right, so moving on to the next page, unlocking the problem here. Ken's Cafe. Let me get my highlighter ready. Ken's Cafe serves fruit smoothies. Each smoothie has 9 grams of fresh strawberries. How many grams of strawberries are in 8 smoothies? That actually sounds really good. So what do we need to find? So we need to find total number of grams in 8 smoothies, right? The cafe is using 9 grams in each smoothie, and we need to find the total number of grams in 8 smoothies, okay, for, the strawberries. Total number of grams of strawberries. All right, so what operation will you use? Well, if there's 9 grams in each, and they're making 8, so it's 9 plus 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 9. So we are going to use multiplication to make it a lot quicker, okay? So we could draw a diagram to solve the problem. They probably here want us to make a bar model. Feel free to do that. Otherwise, I am going to show that I'm going to take 9 grams, that's for one smoothie, and multiply it by 8. That's for all 8 smoothies. And that's going to equal the total number of grams in all 8 smoothies. So, down below, there are, whoa, why is that my highlighter? Clear. I need to go back to my pen. Okay, so there are 8 smoothies with 9 grams of strawberries in each. Since each smoothie, they're saying if we would have made a bar model, is an equal group. So that's if we would have made our bar model and we would have shown the 8 smoothies which is really hard to do on the computer using my little finger as a mouse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me add a couple more on here. 7, 8, and we would have had 9 grams in each. You get the idea, okay? We would have had equal groups, so we can multiply. We already said we were doing that, but again, our book likes to repeat itself. So we can multiply, and so we're going to do 8 times 9, or you could do 9 times 8, either way. Same thing because of the commutative property of multiplication. And that equals a total of what? 72. Okay, hopefully you're practicing your math facts to know that. So there are 72 grams of strawberries in 8 smoothies. Oh no, my computer is going crazy. What is happening? Am I still recording? Oh boy. Hang on, guys. All right. Don't know what happened there, but let's continue on. All right, so this would be 72. Voila. All right, number 9, go deeper. Arturo has 2 containers, each filled with 12 liters of water. Okay, so he has 2 containers, each filled with 12 liters of water. So I'm just going to jot that down over there. Daniel has 2 containers, each filled with 16 liters of water. Okay, so he has 16 liters in each of his. What is the total liquid volume of the boys' containers? So we want the total for all of the containers. So that means we need to add 12 plus 12, add 16 plus 16, and then combine those 2 answers together. So 12 plus 12 is 24. All right, 16 plus 16, well, 6 plus 6 is 12. Regroup. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to add 24 plus 32. And if you need to, you can stack that up. Stack it in a column so that we can add up our place values. All right, so 4 plus 2 is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. So the total liquid volume for both boys' containers, I got a total of 56, and what are we measuring in? Liters, so big capital L. 56 liters would be the total for all 4 containers. Remember, each boy had 2. Okay? All right, number 10. A deli makes its own salad dressing. A small jar has 3 grams of spices. A large jar has 5 grams of spices. Will 25 grams be enough to make 3 small and 3 large? Okay, well, let's rewind and go back to this problem. Okay, so a small jar uses 3 grams. So I'm going to put an S here for small. Okay, a small jar uses 3 grams, and we want to make 3 small jars. So we're going to do 3 times 3. 3 grams times 3 jars. So that means we're going to need 9 grams of spices to make the small jars. Then there are large jars, and a large jar needs 5 grams of spices, and we want to make 3 of those. So we're going to do 5 times 3, and 5 times 3 is 15, So we will need 15 grams of spices in order to make the large jars. Now we need to see if we have enough to make the small and the large. So that means we're going to add the 15 grams for the large plus 9 grams for the small jars. Oh, my fingers hurt. And see what we get. So 5 plus 9 is 14. Regroup. 1 plus 1 is 2. So that equals 24 grams of spices. Will 25 grams be enough? And we're going to say yes. 24 grams is needed. So 25 grams will be enough. Perfect. All right, I love this part because now we are at the end. The lesson 10.9, practice and homework. So let's give this a try. The first problem is done for us. So moving on to number 2. The gas tank of a riding mower holds 5 liters of gas. How many 5-liter gas tanks can you fill from a full 20-liter gas can? So if we have 20 liters of gas and we divide it into groups of 5 because each mower can hold 5 liters, how many mowers can be filled? Oh gosh, Mrs. Jockel, how many mowers can be filled? Yes? I think I'm losing it. All right, so 20 divided by 5 equals 4. So we can fill 4 gas tanks, right? How many 5-liter gas tanks? 4 gas tanks can be filled using 20 liters of gas because each tank can hold 5 liters. 5, 10, 15, 20. So we can fill 4. All right, number 3, to make a lemon lime drink, Mac mixed 4 liters of lemonade with 2 liters of limeade. Do you know there is lemonade and limeade? How much lemon lime drink will Mac make? Mac make lemon lime. Okay, so he's got 4 liters of the lemonade plus the 2 liters of limeade and put it together and we get 6. So 6 liters he will have in all. That one was easy peasy. Okay, number 4. A nickel has a mass of 5 grams. Wonder if that's because it's worth 5 cents. Anyways, there are 40 nickels in a roll of nickels. What is the mass of a roll of nickels? Wow. So if there are 40 nickels in a roll, that's like if you roll them up, you know, in those like paper sleeve things. So there's 40 nickels in a roll. Each nickel has a mass of 5 grams. So we got to times that by 5. Whew. 40 times 5, have no fear, do your basic facts. 5 times 4 is 20, and then we're just going to add that extra 0 on. Voila, 200. So all 40 nickels total would have a mass of 200 grams. All right, problem solving. Zoe's fish tank holds 27 liters of water. Okay, that's the total it holds. She uses a 3-liter container to fill it. So she's filling it, dumping it in, filling it up, dumping it in. How many times does she have to fill her 3-liter container in order to fill her fish tank? Well, we're going to start with the total amount that the tank can hold, which is 27 liters of water. And we're going to divide that by the 3-liter container she has. and that's going to tell us how many times she will have to fill the 3-liter container. So we can also think of multiplication here. 3 times what equals 27? And I know the answer is 9. So she will have to fill that container 9 times in order to fill her fish tank. All right, number 6. Adrian's backpack has a mass of 15 kilograms. Teresa's backpack has a mass of 8 kilograms. What is the total mass of both backpacks? Keywords there. So 15 plus 8, and we need to figure out what that equals because we want the total. So think about it. 15 plus 8. I'm going to put the 8 in with my 10. That's 18, and then add 5 more. 19, 20, 22, 23, 23. And we're talking about kilograms here, friends. So the total weight of their backpacks would be 23 kilograms. We're going to skip number 7. It's just writing our own problem. We did that earlier, so let's go to number 1 on the lesson check. Mickey's beagle has a mass of 15 kilograms. His dachshund has a mass of 13 kilograms. What is the combined mass of the 2 dogs? Oh, remember, combined is another word for total. So we have 15 kilograms for one, 13 kilograms for the other dog. So 15 plus 13 equals our total weight that we want. 10 plus 10 is 20. 5 plus 3 is 8. 28 kilograms for the total weight of the dogs. All right, number 2, cruising along. Lewis put 8 liters of water in a bucket for her pony. Oh, so probably Lois is her name. Anyways, 8 liters of water in a bucket for her pony. At the end of the day, there were 2 liters of water left. How much water did the pony drink? So if there were 8 liters to begin with, minus the 2 that were left over, that'll tell us how much is gone. And so 8 minus 2 equals 6. So 6 liters is what the pony drank. All right, 4 left here. Spiral review. Josiah has 3 packs of toy animals. Okay, highlighter here. All right, 3 packs of toy animals. Each pack has the same number of animals. Josiah gives 6 animals to his sister. Then he has 9 left. How many animals were in each pack? Oh boy, this is one of those like multi-step problems. So I'm going to kind of draw some pictures out to help us here. So he has 3 packs of toy animals. So 1, 2, 3. I don't know why I picked yellow. All right, and each pack has the same number in it. Okay. He gives 6 to his sister, and now he has 9 left. Okay. He has 9 left after he gave away 6 to his sister. So let's take those 6 back and add them in. Remember, we're kind of going backwards here. 9 plus 6 is 15. And then we have to take the 15 and divide it equally to the 3 packs, because 15 would be the total number of toy animals that Josiah had, and each pack had an equal amount. And so 15 divided by 3, 5, 10, 15. So each pack had a total of 5 animals. Now I know I kind of went through that one quickly. I don't want to keep our video too long. But remember, since he had 9 after he gave away 6, we want to take those 6 back and see how many animals he had to start with, and then divide that into the 3 packs that they came in. We did this lesson a long time ago, so if you're a little rusty, that's okay. All right, number 4, Tom jogged 3/10 of a mile, Betsy jogged 5/10 of a mile, and Sue jogged 2/10 of a mile. Who jogged a distance longer than 4/10? So if we put these fractions in order, we would have 2/10, 3/10, and then 5/10. These fractions are all easy to compare because they have the same denominator. And so we need to figure out who jogged a distance longer than 4/10. So which fraction is greater than 4/10? That would be 5/10. So who jogged 5/10? That would be Betsy. Okay? Alrighty, moving on to number 5. Bob started mowing at 9:55 a.m. It took him 25 minutes to mow the front yard and 45 minutes to mow the backyard. At what time did Bob finish mowing? Well, 25 minutes to mow the front plus 45 minutes to mow the back. What does that equal? How long was he mowing for? Well, let's find out. 5 plus 5 is 10. Regroup. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 4 is 7. So he was mowing for 70 minutes, okay? But we have to think of time. 70 minutes is equal to 1 hour, right? Because there are 60 minutes in an hour. 1 hour, 10 minutes. Trying to write this. Okay, so if he started at 9:55, we need to fast forward 1 hour and 10 minutes. So if it's 9:55, I'm just going to write this out. 1 hour later, I'm going to say plus 1 hour. You don't have to write this all. I'm just kind of trying to help show you. So 9:55, an hour later is going to make it 10:55. Okay. Let me stretch this out. Maybe. Gosh, I wish we were at school. Okay. So it's 10:55, and now we need to add on 10 more minutes. Well, 55 is kind of an odd number there, getting close to the next hour. So I'm just going to go 10:55, and I know 5 more minutes is going to take me to the next hour. So if it's 10:55, 5 more minutes would make it an even 11 o'clock. And then if I'm at 11 o'clock plus 5 more minutes, because 5 plus 5 is 10. Whoops. Not equals, but plus, there we go. That would equal then a total of 11, and then my minutes would be 05. And if it was AM when he started, and we haven't gone 12 hours later, so it's still going to be AM when he finishes. So he would be done at 11:05 AM. That one, again, was kind of hard because the amount of time he was mowing for was more than an hour. 25 minutes to mow the front and 45 to mow the back. That equaled a total of 70 minutes, which is the same as 1 hour, 10 minutes. Because 60 minutes is in an hour, plus 10 more equals 70. So I started at 9:55. That was his start time. I added 1 hour, and that would be 10:55. So then I went from 10:55, and jumping across an hour is just like when you're adding money over $1. So I broke the 10 minutes into 5 plus another 5, because 10:55 plus 5 minutes was a nice 11 o'clock, and then I could go from 11 o'clock, add the other. Whoa, That makes it really dark. Add the other 5 minutes in, and we got our total of 11:05 a.m. Okay? And lastly, Juliana wants to find the mass of a watermelon. What unit should she use? So in order to find the mass, that's the weight in the metric system. Remember, that's grams and kilograms. So if she wants to find the mass of a watermelon, what unit do you think she should measure in? Kilograms, because kilograms are meant for objects that are heavier than grapes. So, boys and girls, that ends our math lesson for the week, but also chapter 10. I'm sorry that this video, oh my gosh, was an hour long. Hopefully you understood it, and all of my rambling on made sense to you. So reach out to me if you have any questions or if you need anything. Make sure you turn in your completed work for this week. Again, if you want to move on and do the end of chapter 10 review, that is up to you. But next week we are moving into chapter 11. All right, guys, I miss you. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye.